Hi, I'm Luna. This is a full body flow class. We'll try to get into every part of the body. We'll build some heat, build some strength, but also chill out and stretch. I'd recommend having two blocks nearby, especially if you have tighter hamstrings, and also a strap nearby or something of that sort. We're going to get started just sitting in Sukhasana. So you'll cross at your shins and find a little flexion of your feet. Try to cross like at the middle of your shins. And you're always welcome to sit up on like a pillow, a folded up blanket, maybe a block, like so. So there's a little bit more space, especially if you're noticing that your spine wants to round right now. You want to feel length in your spine. And then once you find that comfortable seat, just close your eyes. And just give yourself a moment with the eyes closed, settling into this space. Taking a moment to observe how you're feeling right here, right now. And in this practice, as we move in all these different directions, carrying this theme of finding balance, especially the balance between finding strength and stability with the sense of ease, of softening, finding space. So ultimately, this balance between effort and ease. So even here, when we're sitting, do feel this energetic lift through the crown of your head. So you're finding effort to lengthen your spine, but then can you allow the rest of the body to feel pretty soft? Just bring your awareness to your breath and gradually begin to deepen your breath, inhaling a little bit more and exhaling a little bit more. And continue like that, a couple more rounds of breathing a little bit deeper than you're used to. And even here, can you begin to even out your inhales with your exhales? The inhales are that the building heat, strength, stability in the body. The exhale is the sense of ease, of softening, of cooling the body. So even here, finding the balance from the breath. And then trickling into your Ujjayi breath. And if you're newer to that breath, there's a little restriction across the back of your throat. Sounding almost like the waves on a beach. And the breath is really what helps to harness the mind to the body so we can be in this mode of meditation, form of meditation through the connection of the breath. Gradually flutter the eyes open. Just sweep your arms forward in space and cross your left arm over your right. And then bend your elbows. Really try to get your elbows on top of one another and bring the backs of the hands to touch, or maybe your palms will touch. And if that's too constricting, you can simply grab hold of your shoulder heads. Totally cool. Your form. I'll give options throughout the practice. Do what feels good for you. And then shrug your shoulders down your back. Inhale, lift your elbows up a little bit, and also feel a little back bend. So lift your chest up. And then exhale, elbows lower, and you can round a little bit in the upper back. And then two more of those. Inhale, elbows lift, shoulders shrug down the back, chest lifts. Exhale, elbows lower. One more of those. Inhale, elbows lift. So trying to thread out the tension of your upper back. Exhale, elbows lower. Getting into the shoulders. And then inhale, lift into that mid-range, elbows pretty much in alignment with your shoulder heads, fingertips in alignment with your elbows. And then exhale, roll your right ear to your right shoulder head. We're now trying to stretch into the left neck. Shoulder blades are rolling down the back, elbows are lifting, hands are moving away from the head. And then maybe you stay, or maybe you explore keeping your ear heavy to your shoulder. Your nose can now be kind of heavier towards your bicep, getting into the back of the neck a little bit more. You can also roll, so like the back of your head is a little bit heavier towards your upper right back. And the gaze could be kind of up a little bit. So you're just exploring in the left neck area. Wherever you're feeling the most intensity, you might pause and breathe into that space for a little bit longer. Great. And then inhale, lift your gaze. And then exhale, release the bind of your arms. And inhale, sweep your arms widen up. And then exhale, twist over to the right. So your left hand will touch your right knee. Your right hand will be back behind you. And then inhale, continue lengthening through the crown of the head, getting a little taller. And then exhale, you can use your hand against your knee to revolve into your twist. Allow the shoulder blades to shrug down your back. Another long inhale, getting a little longer. Another long exhale, revolving a little bit deeper. And then inhale, come back through center. Reach your right finger pads to the right. Lift your left fingertips up and over for a gentle side body stretch. You're grounding through your left sitting bone and reaching through your left fingertips. And then on your inhale, you're going to revolve your chest up towards the ceiling. That left shoulder rolls back behind you. Then exhale, roll your left shoulder forward and down. So it's almost like a side body cat-cow. 2 more. Inhale, revolve the chest open. Keep reaching through your left fingertips. Exhale, rolls forward and down. 1 more of those. Inhale, revolves the chest up. Exhale, rolls forward and down. Lower your left hand to the floor and then slowly walk your hands straight forward in space. Keep the little flexion of the feet. That'll protect your knees and dive deeper into the stretch of the low back and the outer hips. Let your head hang heavy. So you're breathing into your low back and the outer hips. And then inhale, slowly lift yourself on up. And just recognize which shin is in front. Reach your legs forward in space. Maybe give them a little wiggle to let go of the ankles. And then you'll switch opposite shin in front. Whatever feels a little odd in your body. Remember, trying to move like the middle of the shins towards one another and then flex through your feet. And then reach your arms forward. This time your right arm will go on top of your left arm. And then bend the elbows. Backs of the hands might touch palms, or maybe you grab hold of your shoulder heads. And then shrug your shoulder blades down your back body. Inhale, elbows lift up, chest lifts up, teeny little back bend. Exhale, elbows lower, and you can round. 2 more of those. Inhale, elbows lift, shoulders shrug down the back, chest lifts. Exhale, elbows lower. 1 more. Inhale, elbows lift. Take your time. We're just gradually waking up the body more and more. Exhale, elbows lower. Inhale, elbows lift. So we stay there. Shrug the shoulders down the back, and then exhale, allow your left ear to be heavier towards your left shoulder head. Stretching into the right neck. Continue shoulders rolling down, elbows lifting up. Maybe you stay right there. Maybe the nose is heavier towards the bicep. Maybe the back of the skull is heavier towards your upper left back. So you're exploring. Breathing into that exploration. The breath is really the key to open the body. 1 more breath here. And then inhale, lift the gaze, and exhale, release the bind. Inhale, reach your arms wide enough, lift tall. Try to keep this length happening. As you exhale, twist over to the left, right hand to the outer left knee, left hand behind you. And then inhale, grow a little taller. And then exhale, revolve a little bit deeper. Shrug your shoulders down your back. Another inhale here, lengthening. Another exhale, revolving. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale, left finger pads to the left. Right arm up and over, side body stretching. Ground your right sitting bone down. And then inhale, revolve the chest open towards the ceiling. And exhale, roll the shoulder forward and down. 2 more of those. Inhale, revolve the chest up. Exhale, forward and down. 1 more. Inhale, revolves up. Exhale, rolls down, and lower the right hand down, and then walk your hands straight forward in space. Continue inhale, lengthening your spine, and then exhale, folding over your legs. It doesn't matter how close your chest gets to your legs or your forehead to the floor. You're just feeling out your own body in space, stretching into the outer hips and the low back. Using the breath to find a little bit more space. Great. Inhale, slowly lift yourself on up. Exhale, reach your legs forward in space. Maybe give them a little wiggle, let go. And then we're going to bend the knees. Have the feet hip distance apart, toes are a little in. Have your hands back behind you, hands are shoulder distance apart, fingertips are facing your heels or pointing to your heels. And then you're gonna press down through your feet and your hands and lift your hips up for this reverse table position. You might need to adjust your stance a little bit. We want the shoulders pretty much stacking over the wrist, knees over the ankles. And then you're gonna press down through your feet and your hands and lift the hips, hopefully pretty much in alignment with the knees and the shoulders. Then shrug your shoulders down your back and feel the shoulder blades pushing into your chest to open your chest. Gaze could stay forward, gaze could lift up, head could be heavy behind you. You do your thing. You've got one more inhale, whatever feels good to you. And then exhale, lower your hips. And find Navasana, boat pose. So we're gonna hang here for a moment. You can bend the knees like I'm doing here. You can also straighten your legs if you want a little bit more work to do. Either way is fine. But shrug the shoulders down the back and feel your chest be open. One more breath here. Great. Lower your feet back down. You can keep the knees bent like we did earlier. It might feel nice to straighten your legs. We'll do another kind of reverse tabletop position variation. So bending the knees is great. Maybe you straighten your legs. If you're straightening your legs, you're going to try to ground down through all 10 toes, straighten the legs, and lift the hips. Again, gaze could be forward, up, back behind you, but you're shrugging your shoulders down your back and opening your chest. One more inhale. And then exhale, lower your hips to the floor. Lift your shins. Navasana. Maybe your legs straighten, maybe they don't. Okay, we're gonna work on connecting to the core a little bit more. So this is your inhale. On your exhale, you're gonna lower so that you're hovering off of the floor, Ardha Navasana. And then inhale, lift, but this time move your knees on the outsides of your arms, reaching your fingers forward, the chest open. And then exhale, lower, so you're hovering. 2 more of those. Inhale, lifts, knees to the outer upper arms. And then exhale, hovers. 1 more. Inhale, lifts, knees to outer upper arms. And then exhale, hovers. Inhale, lift yourself up and you can just hug your knees into your chest and around for a moment as you exhale. And then swivel your legs behind you. I'd recommend your blocks near the front of the mat in case we need them later for some hamstring stuff. We'll find extended child's pose, the knees about hip distance. Hips are heavy onto the heels, and then be on finger pads instead of palms. They call them little gecko fingers or TP hands. So we're more active. Wrap your inner upper arms up and your outer upper arms down, and then allow the forehead to be soft to the floor. Really stretch from your hips to your fingertips. And then inhale, just lift yourself on up onto all fours. Stay on your hands, your knees, your feet. Keep them all how they are, but open your chest. And then exhale, move your hips back onto your heels, forehead to the floor, extended child's pose. Couple more rounds like that. Inhale lifts you up. Shrug the shoulders down the back. Revolve your chest up. And then exhale, hips back onto the heels, forehead to the floor. Again, inhale lifts you up, chest open. Exhale, hips heavy to the heels. Inhale, lift yourself back up. Root your palms to the floor. So we can exhale, tuck the toes and lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a moment, maybe a little pedaling of the heels to wake up the back body a little bit more, especially into the hamstrings and the calves. Hands are shoulder distance, really rooting through the whole palm, especially the inner palm. Feel the same external rotation of your upper arms like we found in extended child's pose. The biceps up, the triceps down. And you might bend the knees a little bit in down dog. If that's going to help you lengthen your spine, that's a great idea. So no rounding, more lengthening, lifting the hips up and back. Okay, from here, inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose and round a lot with your shoulders over your wrists. And then inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to left triceps, you're crossing your body. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to right triceps, you're opening your hip now. Inhale, up and back. And then exhale, step the right foot on the outside of your right hand. Tap your left knee down, so right foot is on the outside. You could be on your finger pads like we did earlier, or you can bring hands on blocks, especially if you live in a more stiff and sturdy body. I'd recommend hands on blocks, any height at all. Hips are sinking low, the back toes are tucked under. The inhale, the hips continue to sink low and the chest opens. And then exhale, move both of your legs in the direction of straight. We're going to fold on the inside of your right leg. So you should feel a stretch in the inner leg versus just in the straight up back of the leg. And then 2 more. Inhale, bends both of the knees. Hips sink low, chest opens. Exhale, move both of the legs towards straight, fold forward. 1 more of those. Inhale, bends. Exhale, shifts back to fold forward. And then inhale, just bend your right knee. And exhale, step your left foot on the outside of your left hand. And then allow the toes to be out, the heels to be in. And allow the hips to sink low to the floor for our yogi squat modified malasana. You're always welcome to sit on blocks if that's more comfortable. Or maybe 1 block or whatever feels right. Otherwise, just let the hips hang heavy. Heels don't have to touch the floor, but they're going in that direction. Roll the shoulders down your back, open your chest. And be here for another breath or so. Feel the outer hips hugging in towards one another and the inner knees moving away from one another. And then you'll fold over your legs and heel toe your feet hip distance apart. Toes are a little in, heels are a little out. Then bend your knees a good amount, just hang upside down. We're going to interlace the fingers behind the low back with the right thumb on top, reaching the hands up and forward in space, away from your hips. Micro bend the knees, micro bend the elbows, so letting it be soft right now. Shrugging the shoulders away from your ears. Another long breath here. Slowly release your hands towards the floor. Inhale, come on up halfway, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, bend the knees, reach your arms tall in chair pose. Exhale, stand palms together in front of the heart. And then chair pose is your inhale. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step your left foot back deeply. Tap your left knee down onto the mat. And then inhale, sweep your arms forward and up, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Stay for your exhale. Feel like you could pull the right foot back and your left knee forward. So you're working the legs towards one another. Another long inhale. And then exhale, sweep your arms back behind you and strengthen your left leg. Pull the legs towards one another, lengthen your low back. On your inhale, sweep your arms wide like a T shape. On your exhale, slow motion, you're going to revolve your chest to the right. At the last moment, the left hand roots, the right arm lifts to the ceiling. Shoulders roll down the back, left leg stays really straight and strong. Lower your right hand on the outside of your right foot. This is again when your hands could be on blocks or you could be on finger pads, because we're going to inhale, lengthen the spine, and then exhale, right leg in the direction of straight and fold over your right leg. 2 more of those. Inhale, bend the right knee, lengthen. Exhale, right leg towards straight, fold forward. 1 more. Inhale, bends the front knee, lengthening. Exhale, right leg towards straight, forward folding. Inhale, bends the right knee. Move your blocks to the side. And then exhale, step back, finding plank pose. On your inhale, lean forward. And then exhale, bend your elbows just 2 inches. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Left leg will lift as you inhale. Exhale, knee to nose and round a lot. Inhale, left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to right triceps. You're crossing the body. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to left triceps. You're opening your hip. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, step your left foot on the outside of your left hand. The right knee will tap down, maybe finger pads, maybe hands on blocks. The inhale, the hips sink low and the chest opens. The exhale moves both of the legs towards straight, folding on the inner left leg. 2 more of these. Inhale, bends. Exhale, shifts back to fold forward. Inhale, bends. And then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, we bend the left knee so we can exhale, step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Toes out, heels in, hips sink low. Maybe you're sitting on blocks, maybe you're not. Shrug the shoulders down the back. Feel the chest opening, expanding, and breathing into that space. And we're going to fold over the legs and heel toe the feet hip distance apart. Bend the knees at least a little, maybe a lot. Hang upside down and then interlace the fingers behind your low back, left thumb on top. Hands are reaching up and forward. Head and neck is soft and down. Shrug your shoulders up to the ceiling. Breathing into the hamstrings, the calves, the shoulders, the chest. And then slowly release your hands towards the floor. Come up halfway as you inhale. Fold forward as you exhale. Inhale, bend the knees, chair pose. Exhale, stand, palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, bend the knees, chair. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step the right foot back deeply, tap the right knee down. Inhale, your arms sweep up, Anjaneyasana. Stay for your exhale, pull your legs towards one another, lengthen your low back. Another inhale. And the next exhale is going to be Dekasana. You're going to sweep your arms back behind you and strengthen your right leg from your right quad. Inhale, reach your arms wide like a T. And then from your core, exhale, revolve the chest to the left. The right palm roots, the left hand lifts. Inhale, lower your left hand on the outside of your left foot. Lengthen your spine. Maybe your hands are on those blocks for support. Maybe not. Exhale, left leg towards straight and fold over your left leg. Inhale, bend your left knee, lengthening your spine. Exhale, left leg towards straight, forward folding. Inhale, bends and lengthens. Exhale, left leg towards straight, fold forward. Inhale, bend the left knee. Sneak your blocks to the side if you're using them so you can root your palms to the floor. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale and plank, lean forward. Exhale, bend the elbows all the way into Chaturanga, 90 degrees. Inhale all the way back up into plank. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a long inhale and a full exhale. Another long inhale. Full exhale. Same sequence, right leg lifts as you inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to left tricep. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to right tricep. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, step the right foot on the outside of the right hand. Tap the left knee down. Maybe you're on blocks. Maybe you're on finger pads. Inhale, tiny back bend. Exhale, both legs move towards straight. 2 more. Inhale, bends. Exhale, folds forward. Inhale, bends. Exhale, folds forward. Inhale, the right knee bends. You can exhale, step your left foot on the outside of the left hand. Toes out, heels in, hips sink low just for an inhale. And then exhale, fold over your legs and heel toe your feet hip distance. Come up halfway as you inhale. Fold a little bit deeper as you exhale, and then bend the knees, chair pose, inhaling. Exhale, stand, palms together in front of the heart, back into chair pose as you inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, step your left foot back deeply, tap your left knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, sweep your arms back, Dekasana, straighten your left leg. Inhale is the T shape of your arms, and then exhale, revolve into your twist. Left hand lowers, right hand lifts. Inhale, lower the right hand on the outside of your right foot, lengthen your spine, maybe blocks under your hands. Exhale, right leg towards straight, fold forward into the hamstring and calf stretch. 2 more. Inhale, bends. Exhale, right leg towards straight, forward folding. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale, folds forward. Inhale, bends the right knee. Exhale, step back into plank pose. Inhale, plank. lean forward. Exhale, chaturanga, all the way down onto your front body, uncurl your toes. Inhale, just a little cobra. Reach your chest forward and up, pull your chest forward and up. Exhale, lowers, ground down through all 10 toes, engage your legs. Again, inhale, little cobra, hug the elbows towards one another. Exhale, lowers. And then one more of those, inhale, cobra. You get a little higher every time. Exhale, lowers. Inhale, just tabletop position, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts as you inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to right tricep crossing. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, knee to left tricep opening. Inhale, up and back. Exhale, step your left foot on the outside of your left hand. The right knee taps down. Inhale as your little back bend. Maybe hands are on blocks. Exhale, both legs towards straight, folding. 2 more. Inhale, bends. Exhale, folds. Maybe you notice you can find more and more space as we repeat. 1 more. Inhale, bends. Exhale, folds forward. Bend your left knee as you inhale. Step your right foot on the outside of your right hand as you exhale. Toes out, heels in, hips sink low. Inhale, opening the chest, and then exhale, folding over the legs, heel, toe, feet, hip distance. Come up halfway as you inhale. Fold a little bit deeper as you exhale. Bend the knees, chair pose, inhaling. Exhale, stand, palms together in front of the heart. Chair pose as you inhale. Forward folding as you exhale. Lengthen halfway, inhale. Step the right foot back deeply as you exhale. Tap the right knee down. Inhale, arms sweep up. Exhale, Dekasana, arms sweep back. Right leg is strong. And then inhale, T. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand lowers, left hand lifts. And then inhale, lower the left hand down, lengthen your spine. Exhale, left leg towards straight. Maybe you've got blocks under your hands. 2 more of those. Inhale, bends. Exhale, left leg towards straight, folding forward. Inhale, bends. Exhale, folds forward. Inhale, bend the left knee. Exhale, step back, plank pose. Inhale and plank, lean forward. Your knees might tap down, maybe they don't. Exhale, slow motion, bend your elbows. Your elbows should be over your wrists as you lower all the way down. Then move your hands a little wider. Come back onto those finger pads, the gecko fingers. And your hands are pretty much in alignment with the shoulder heads. Your elbows are up to the ceiling. You're wide on the floor versus your mat. Engage the legs. Inhale, press down to lift up, opening your chest forward and up. And then exhale, lower yourself down. 2 more. Inhale, roll yourself up. We're gradually diving deeper and deeper into the back bends. Exhale, lowers. 1 more. Inhale, press down to lift up. Exhale, roll yourself back down. Palms next to your ribs, table as you inhale. Downward facing dog as you exhale. Long inhale. Full exhale. Another long inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, gaze forward, bend the knees, come onto your tippy toes. Exhale, you could step. Maybe you hop your feet to your hands. Either way is great. Come up halfway as you inhale. Fold over your legs as you exhale. Inhale, arms lift all the way up. Palms touch, gaze up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Inhale, bend the knees. Reach your arms tall in chair pose. And then exhale, fold over your legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, come up halfway. We're going to play around with crow pose. It's an arm balance. You're going to sneak your feet back, maybe a couple of inches. And then you're going to have your hands about shoulder distance apart. Spread your fingers wide. Come up onto your tippy toes. Keep your hips high. And then try to connect like your knees into your armpits or close to that. So upper arms to the, or upper knees, upper shins to the upper arms, pardon. And then hug your elbows in. They love to splay out. Hug them in alignment with your wrists and your shoulder heads. Then maybe this is it, and you just kind of lean your weight forward a little bit more, and that's it, and that's great. Maybe one foot lifts. Maybe you switch the other foot. Maybe both of your feet lift off of the floor. Keep the elbows hugging in, the lower abdomen lifting. Remember the core work we did earlier. You could shoot back into chaturanga or just step down and step back. Inhale, lean forward and plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale could be cobra. Some of you will move into upward facing dog, straightening your arms and engaging the legs so they lift off of the floor. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. Step your right foot where the right thumb is and ground through the outer edge of your left foot. Warrior one is your inhale. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind your low back as we did earlier. Inhale, open your chest forward and up. And then exhale, fold over your right leg, humble warrior. Stay for a long inhale. Hug the outer right hip in. Long exhale, try to soften. Inhale, come back into warrior one. And then exhale, open into warrior two. So your front heel is in alignment with your back arch. We're feeling the opening of the right hip, wrapping it underneath us. Really generously bending into the front knee towards a 90-degree bend. Another long inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, straighten your front leg, right arm back, left arm up and over. Get long on the left side of your waist. And then exhale, triangle pose. Reach your left fingertips forward, lower left hand to your left shin. It might be on a block on the outside of your shin at any height at all. Totally an option. You do your variation. Maybe fingers on the floor, but it's less about getting down to the floor and more about expanding your body in all directions, especially the lengthening through the crown of your head, through your spine. We're going to bring the right hand to the right hip, left hand to the left hip, pardon. Gaze to your right foot. Bend the right knee so it tracks over your ankle. Step a couple of inches forward with your left foot. You might have a block underneath your right hand for Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Take your time getting into it. Your right wrist should be pretty much tracking under your right shoulder head. Maybe block, maybe not. Finger pads could also do the trick. But you want to feel a little bend of the right knee and wrap the outer right hip to the back of the room. Strengthen your left leg a lot and then revolve your chest to the ceiling. Maybe your left arm lifts up to the ceiling. You got another long inhale. Exhale, see how slowly you can bend the right knee and step your left foot all the way back into warrior two. Hooah. Inhale, right arm back, left arm back, right arm up and over. And then exhale, extended side angle pose. Lower your right forearm to your right thigh like a kickstand. Flip your left palm forward and reach your left fingertips forward. Hug your outer right hip in. Option to stay if you feel warm enough. Maybe your right hand lowers on the inside of your right foot. Option to stay. Maybe reach your left arm back behind you for a half bind. Some of you might even explore full binding, right arm underneath the right leg towards your left fingertips. Maybe not. You do what feels good for your body right now. Back leg is super strong. And then unravel yourself. Heel toe the right foot open to the right, all the way to the right. Tap your left knee down. Pivot the right toes out. Roll to the outer edge of your right foot, but really flex through that foot. You can stay here. You can lower forearms onto any height of blocks at all. Maybe they're even stacked on top of one another. Some of you might give yourself a little bit of a quad stretch by reaching your right hand back to your left foot and gently pulling your left foot towards you. Breathing into the front of the left thigh, inner right thigh, outer right hip. Slowly release out of it. Root your palms to the floor, engage your back leg, step back, plank pose, inhaling. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhales your back bend. Could be cobra, could be upward facing dog. And then exhales, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts as you inhale. Exhale, step your left foot where the left thumb is. Ground through the outer edge of your right foot, warrior one. Inhaling. Exhale, interlace the fingers behind your low back, left thumb on top. The inhale is a little back bend. Then the exhale, fold over your left leg. Stay for a long inhale. Hug the outer left hip in. Long exhale. Keep the outer edge of the right foot grounded. And then inhale back into warrior one. Exhale opens into warrior two. And then stay here for a moment. You want your front heel in alignment with your back arch. That left foot needs to sneak over to the right edge of your mat a little. Outer left hip is hugging in and the left knee is slightly opening. And then inhale, straighten your left leg. right arm back, left arm up and over. Get long on the left side of your body. Exhale, triangle pose. Get long on the left side of the body still as you lower left hand to left shin, or maybe it's on that block or the floor. Try to be a little lighter in your left hand so that your core muscles have to work harder. The spine, the muscles along the spine have to work harder. Roll your shoulders down your back as you revolve your chest open. Then bring your right hand to your right hip, gaze to your left foot, and bend your left knee. Take a couple of steps until you feel stable on your left foot to explore Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So a big key is keeping your left toe straight forward. Notice they want to pivot to the right, keep them forward. And the big key is really having your wrist underneath your shoulder head with whatever you're doing on a block or not, but you have that alignment happening. It'll give you way more support. And then as the outer left hip wraps towards like the back of your mat, back behind you, revolve your chest open to the ceiling and maybe your right arm lifts up. One more long inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee. See how gracefully, how slowly you can step all the way back, warrior two. You might need to adjust your stance a little bit so you really feel heel to arch alignment. And then inhale, right arm back, left arm up and over. Exhale, left forearm to the left thigh. Flip your right palm forward and reach forward. Extended side angle pose. You can totally stay. Maybe left hand lowers on the inside of your left foot. Maybe you do a half bind, right hand wraps towards your outer left hip. Maybe full bind, left fingertips grab hold of your right fingertips. Your variation of the pose, but the right leg stays super strong and you're revolving your chest open to the ceiling. And then unravel your hands. Heel toe, your left foot all the way open to the left. Tap the right knee down. You can stay here. You can lower forearms onto any height of blocks at all. You can stay. Maybe pivot the left toes out, roll to the outer edge of the foot. Really flex through the foot if you're doing that. You're not just kind of rolling into the ankle. You're flexing through the foot and opening the knee. And another option is grabbing hold of your right foot with your left hand, giving yourself a bit of a quad stretch. One more breath here. We slowly release. Root the palms to the floor. Engage your back leg. Step back plank. Inhaling, lean forward. Chaturanga is your exhale. Inhale is your back bend, opening your chest. Exhale is downward facing dog. Right leg lifts as you inhale. Exhale, step the right foot where the right thumb is. Keep your left heel lifted this time. We're going to find crescent pose. Inhaling in crescent. And then exhale, Dekasana. Sweep your arms back behind you. Use your inhale to lengthen your low back, tailbone towards your left heel. Use your exhale to lean forward, warrior three. On your inhale, sweep your arms wide like a T. And then exhale, twist. Your left hand is going to lower. I would prefer on a block. Maybe you like finger pads on the floor. That's fine too. But again, you want your shoulder head stacked over your wrist, right? The building blocks of the pose. And then using the strength of the back leg for stability. And then using the core muscles to revolve your chest open to the right wall, reaching your right fingertips towards the ceiling. One more inhale. Exhale, lower your right hand down for standing splits. Hands might be on blocks. Maybe your finger pads are on the floor. It's a deep hamstring and calf stretch of the right leg. Inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head and just step your left foot back deeply as you exhale. Tap your left knee down. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Anjaneyasana. This time, exhale, palms together in front of the heart. Twist to the right, hooking your left elbow across your right thigh. Your inhale, lengthen through the crown of your head. With your exhale, twist a little bit deeper. You can stay with the left knee grounded. Some of you might explore tucking the back toes and engaging the back leg. Nice deep twist to find more space in the spine. Lower your hands to the floor. Stay for your inhale. Then exhale, heel toe your right foot all the way over to the left. And come down onto the right shin for pigeon pose. Uncurl the back toes, lengthen your spine as you inhale, and then fold over your right shin as you exhale. Couple of long breaths here. You're more than welcome to have your forearms on a block or your forehead on a block. Maybe you stack your forearms and lower your forehead onto your hands or your forearms. There's a little flexion of the right foot happening. And we're trying to have the hips in alignment. So the outer left hip wraps forward and down, and the outer right hip wraps back. You're always welcome to also be sitting on like a blanket or a block underneath your right hip. Totally an option. And then come back onto your palms, short and sweet. Tuck the back toes under. Just step back, downward facing dog. Might feel nice to inhale, lift your right leg back up. Bend the knees, stack the hips open, feeling this nice kind of yawn of your hip. We'll lower the right foot back down, and then inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, step your left foot where your left thumb is for crescent pose. So the right heel is lifted as your arms lift up. Inhale. Exhale, Dekasana. Sweep your arms back. Inhale, get longer in your low back so you're more supporting from your core. From that place, exhale, lean forward, warrior three. Arms reach wide as you inhale, and then we revolve into the twist as we exhale, right hand lowers, most likely on a block, left arm lifts. And then we hang, strengthening the right leg, flexing through the right foot, lengthening through the crown of the head. Maybe you can twist a little bit deeper. One more, inhale. Exhale, release the left hand down. Fold over your left leg, standing splits. Long inhale. Full exhale. Inhale, come up halfway. Step the right foot way back as you exhale. Tap the right knee down. Just be mindful of your left knee, right over your left ankle. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, palms together in front of the heart. We twist to the left, tucking the right elbow across the outer left thigh. We're here for a couple of long breaths. Maybe if you did so last time, you tuck the back toes under and engage the back leg. Push your left leg against your right arm, just as much as the arm pushes against the leg. Nice, deep, closed twist. Slow motion, lower your hands. Slow motion, you're gonna heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, your left foot over to the right, and then come down onto the shin. And your shin does not have to be parallel to the front of the mat. You can sneak your heel back a little, that's fine. Kind of feel that out for what feels right for you. Maybe a block underneath your left hip or a blanket or whatnot. You'll uncurl the back toes, lengthen your spine as you inhale, and then fold as you exhale. Maybe forearms are on blocks, forehead is on blocks. Maybe forehead to your hands or your forearms. And then we're hanging out here, breathing into the left hip. Slowly come back onto the palms. Tuck the back toes under, engage the back leg, step back, downward facing dog. Maybe it feels good lifting the left leg up, bend the knees, stack the hips open, give yourself a yawn of your hip. Back into downward facing dog. And then child's pose, tap your knees down, hips to the heels, forehead to the floor. Round yourself up so you're sitting. Swivel your legs forward in space and grab hold of your blocks. Just sneak them closer to you. And now also have your strap nearby as you lay onto your back. We're going to do 2 active back bends and then 1 passive back bend. And I'll give you a couple of options, so let it feel good for you right now. With the knees bent, have the knees tracking over your ankles. Your feet are hip distance. Toes are just a little in. And make sure you're pressing through the whole foot for stability. Press your feet down, lift your hips up. We'll do an active bridge here. You could root your palms. You could also interlace your fingers underneath you. And then either way, wrap outer upper arms underneath you and spiral inner upper arms up to the ceiling. If this is too constricting, you could grab hold of a strap between your hands or grab hold of the outer edges of the mat and do the same work. But we really want to feel this nice back bend in the upper back. Low back is long. Knees stay tracking over the ankles. They love to splay wide, so feel a little energetic hugging in. And then we'll lower ourselves down and pause at the bottom. So you can do another active bridge pose for sure. Great idea. Some of you have been practicing for a while. If you have full Urdhva Dhanurasana in your practice, we'll play with that. If not, no worries, you stay with your active bridge like we just did. If you're doing full Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow pose, you'll flip your palms so your hands are next to your ears, fingertips facing your heels. Hug your elbows in, lift to the crown of the head, keep your elbows hugging in, and then move your arms towards straight. And you're pushing your shoulder blades into your chest and lengthening your low back. And then just make sure that the toes didn't splay wide on either variation. Make sure the knees didn't open wide. Breathing into the front body. One more breath in either variation. And then slowly lower yourself down, chin to your chest if you're in full Urdhva, so you can lengthen the back of your neck as you lower yourself down. Give yourself a moment. Notice how you feel. And then this next round, we're going to bring a block under our hips at any height at all. Lowest, middle. I actually like 2 blocks at their lowest height under my hips. But you get to choose what feels better in your body, right? Really do listen to your body, what feels right for you. And it's right underneath your sacrum, which is the flat bone just above the tailbone. It's more of your hips versus your actual spine. Then once you feel that, we're going to lift the right leg up, and then we're going to lift the left leg up. If you're not inverting for some reason, you can just keep your feet grounded, no worries at all. If this feels like too much, maybe just have one leg up, and then you can switch in a couple of breaths the other leg up. We just want to hold our bodies upside down. Makes the heart have to work a little harder to pump the blood up to our legs. It's also a nice release for the legs. It's a nice thank you to the legs, the ankles, the feet, the toes for holding up the body throughout the day. And it's very cooling and calming on the nervous system, this pose. Maybe even closing your eyes. Last couple of breaths here. We'll slowly bend the knees. Slowly lower your feet down. I like one at a time. It feels more supportive for me. And then once you get your feet grounded, press your feet down, lift your hips off of the blocks, sneak your blocks to the side, lower your spine to the floor, and just move your feet a little wider and your knees to touch. This is just allowing the low back to find a little bit more space. You can do an easy shifting of the shins, rocking them from side to side. And then slowly and gently hug your knees into your chest, little rock from side to side. And then you're going to grab hold of your strap, wrap your strap around your right foot. And it doesn't have to be in an actual loop. It can just be like a long strap or a towel or a scarf or whatever you've got. And then straighten your left leg down onto the mat. And then you're reaching the right heel towards the ceiling in alignment with your sitting bone, so less forward in space. It's okay if you bend your knee so that you can have the heel pretty much in alignment with the sitting bone. And then you're just moving the right heel towards the ceiling. The strap is just there to give you a little bit of support. You're not necessarily cranking into it. It's just allowing the leg to be in the place where you're feeling the most intensity. And then again, so we are working here a little bit, right, with the flexion of the feet. The left leg is strong. The right leg is moving towards straight. But can you feel the sense of softening, the sense of ease in this shape? Notice if you're holding on to tension in your jaw or your tongue. Try to soften. And it's just a gentle pulling of the right leg towards you if the right leg is straight. If the right leg isn't straight, you're still reaching it straight up to the ceiling, the heel up to the ceiling. Grab hold of the strap with your right hand to your left hip, and then you'll slowly open your right leg to the right. So only go to the degree that you can keep your left hip grounded and your left leg really strong. Being here for a breath or so, wrapping outer right hip forward towards the front of the room. And then inhale, come back through center. You're going to grab hold of your strap with your left hand now. You're going to give yourself your own adjustment with your right hand to your right hip. The thumb is on the inside of the hip. The fingers are on the outer hip. And then wrap your outer right hip to the front of the room. That'll help you lengthen your side waist to access the stretch on a deeper level. Just move your right leg to the left a couple of inches for your IT band stretch. So you're still flexing through your feet. You're still on your back. Your left toes are still up to the ceiling. So we didn't really move anything except for the right leg to the left. It's a little different for everyone. You might need to give yourself more slack with the strap or less slack with the strap. Kind of explore until you feel a stretch in the outer right leg, outer right hip. Great, and then we're gonna morph into a full twist. I'd recommend bending your left knee, using your left foot to the floor to push your hips to the right, like an inch or two. Straighten your left leg again, roll over to the outer left hip, right leg all the way over to the left, and then revolve your chest open to the right, reaching your right fingertips to the right. Couple of long breaths here to soften into the twist. Twists are so good to create space in the spine, letting go of compression and tension. Inhale, come back through center. To switch, you might have to just move your hips over to the left. To switch, you're gonna bring your left foot into the strap, then lower your right leg down onto the floor. Flex through both of your feet, reaching the left heel towards the ceiling. Maybe if the left leg is straight, you begin to pull your left leg towards you. Just easing your way into it. Don't forget to breathe. Long inhales, full exhales. You'll grab hold of the strap with your left hand. Slowly open your left leg to the left. Right hand is on the right hip to keep it grounded, flexing through both of your feet. Breathing into the inseam of the left leg. We'll inhale, slowly lift the left leg back up. Grab hold of the right hand with the strap with your right hand. Left hand to the left hip crease, thumb on the inside, fingers on the outside, and then you yourself wrap your outer left hip forward. It really helps to find space in the low back and also the side waist, which is gonna help us get into the IT band. So you'll move your left leg to the right now, maybe just a couple of inches, maybe more than that. Breathing into this outer left leg. Still wrapping the outer left hip forward in space. And then one more from the full twist. Again, you might push your hips to the left and then roll over to the outer right hip. Left leg moves over to the right, and then revolve your chest open to the left. Inhale, lift your left leg back up through center. Move your hips back to central if you swayed them to the side. And then exhale, bring your right foot in the strap. So both of your feet are in the strap now. And again, you're reaching the heels towards the ceiling. Maybe that's it. If you feel a nice stretch in your back body, that's great. For bendy bodies, you can begin to pull your legs towards you with the strap. You could even allow your hips to lift off of the floor. That's totally fine. But continuing to flex through your feet. And then we're here for a couple of breaths. You're just trying to give yourself one last back body stretch into the hamstrings and the calves and the low back. And then release out of that. You can move the strap to the side. Hug your knees into your chest. Come into a happy baby pose. You could grab hold of outer shins, outer ankles, outer feet. Flex through your feet and pull your ankles and your knees down to the floor. Come out of that. Hug your knees into your chest. One last squeeze, maybe even bringing your nose to your knees and round into a tiny little ball. And then release your legs long onto the mat for Shavasana. Allow the feet to be a little wider than hip distance and allow the feet to splay open. Have your arms on either side of you, palms facing up. I like to lift my hips a little bit and encourage my tailbone to lengthen forward in space. My low back feels a little longer, especially bendy bodies. I would recommend that. Arms on either side of you. And then it might feel real nice to give yourself one last cleansing inhale, filling all the way up. And then open your mouth as you exhale all the air out. Close your eyes. Let yourself settle more and more with every moment. Coming back to our theme of finding balance in our practice, we did a lot of work. We moved a lot. Can you now find this moment of purposefully doing nothing at all, which is sometimes the hardest part of the practice? But it's very beneficial for your nervous system to purposefully do nothing for a moment in your day. The nervous system is attached to all the other systems in your body. So think of this moment as medicine. Really, our whole practice is. But this moment in Shavasana is when you get to take in all the good you've just done in your practice, physically, mentally, energetically, emotionally. You can stay and rest in Shavasana as long as it feels right for you. Thank you for practicing today. Namaste.